Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn. Just here with another quick George update. He is healing up nicely. We've got him out. We've been playing with him for a pretty good amount of time now, cleaning his enclosure, and we're going to give him another round of antibiotics. So, just to catch everybody up, months ago, I made a terrible feeding error, and it was completely dark in his cage, and I was in a hurry, and I threw a bunch of frozen thawed mice in there for him to hunt around and find and eat. And he was thrilled, racing around his enclosure looking for them. At some point, I'd already gone to bed, he brushed against his own tail, bit the crap out of it. Looks like he may have even started swallowing it because some of the lacerations were like long down his tail, like he kind of had to pull his own tail out of his mouth. And really deep, bad cuts, bites, just a ton of trauma to the end of his tail. Okay? So we went in and he had, what would you say, 2 inches amputated?
Oh, at least.
At least. And the vet, who is a really excellent exotics vet, was just super determined that if it could be done safely, he was going to save the hemipenes. He was like, I know that this could be a valuable animal, genetically speaking. There's not a ton of Eastern Indigos being bred, relatively speaking. And so, if possible, I'm going to spare the hemipenes. And he was able to. So we were thrilled about that. He was healing up nicely. And one day, he had everted a hemipene, which, heading into winter, reptiles, especially males, are getting all riled up. And he couldn't get it back in. And it got really swollen. We ran him into the vet, and the vet checked him out carefully. It was really swollen, badly. We were not able to get it shrunk back down and put back. And that hemipene was amputated. And the vet said, most likely, when he had bitten himself badly, he had damaged the muscles that would have pulled the hemipene back inside his body. So we're just really hoping that the other side, the left side, the muscles are okay and that will still be functional. But at this point, I don't really care anymore if he can breed. This is, if I were pressed hard, I may end up admitting that this is our favorite snake. My favorite snake, at least. We really, really, really want him to be healthy and safe. That is it at this point. That is my only concern remaining. So we're back on antibiotics because he had that surgery to amputate the hemipene. He's healing up nicely again, and I am just praying that he can go a nice long stretch without anything traumatic happening. He's been through a rough time. So that's the basic George update. We can't really film giving the injection because I have to hold him pretty steady while Liz is doing the injecting. But honestly, he's great with it. He's completely fine. The only reason I even have to restrain him is because he doesn't hold still, and we don't want to jab him too deep or something like that. You can hear him chuffing over here. He thinks he's a little tiger. So yeah, this is a subcutaneous injection, so I will just kind of gently hold him, and we get it just under the skin, put in the amount that the vet prescribed, and he takes it like a champ. Sometimes if he feels the prick too much, he'll kind of give a little twitch, and that's about it. He just doesn't hold still. He never holds still. I've had him out for over 20 minutes, and he's
just cruising
around, checking everything out. Not like a python or a boa at all. He doesn't chill out for quite a while. He has enough energy that unless I had him out for an hour, which I don't really do with my reptiles, he really doesn't come to a complete stop. When he sees something he's interested in, he'll stop and look at it for a minute, but soon he goes right back to movement, and so we are more careful. Like when I give a ball python an injection, I don't really restrain them. They'll just sit there in my hands, and I can give them the injection, and they're fine. Not so much with this guy. He doesn't behave for the doctor, but he's very sweet. He doesn't give us any trouble about that, and he's just freaking awesome. We were just talking about how long we've had him. I believe we've had him for over 6 years, and he was about 1.5 when we got him. So he's certainly not old by any means, but he's a mature member of the reptile barn. We've had him for a long time. Just freaking love this guy. And so that's the George update. And
Hi,
that sound you're hearing, Eastern Indigos, and I think really the Drymarchon in general, are notorious for being noisy snakes. They make these little huffs and chuffs. They're just loud. As he's all curious and excited looking around, he's just doing the sound. And that's just how they are. So don't be alarmed if you're ever around someone's indigo. They're not mad. I mean, I guess they could be. I'm sure they hiss when they're mad too. But we've never seen him upset with us ever. He just is a loud snake. And I've heard they're all like that. And our other ones that we've got that are younger than him are also loud snakes. So that is that. I know he doesn't seem like a huge snake when I've got him curled up in my arms, but before he lost several inches to surgery, he was over 6 foot. We have him in a 6 foot enclosure right now, and he could stretch all the way across it and still have several inches curled around the side. We're hoping in our final destination to actually put all the indigos into 8 foot enclosures. But his 6x4 is awesome. I'm not concerned about it. Tons of space for him to roam around and have a nice temperature zone. So yeah, thank you for all your well wishes regarding George. We really appreciate it, and just wanted to let everyone know he is back on the mend the second time. Fingers crossed there is not a third time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we are the Reptile Barn.